Alright guys, so this is going to be a very short update video. And I'm saying that because I do not feel like waiting 40 minutes for a video to upload. Also, this is a warning. This video is going to contain a lot of cursing because I'm going to keep it real today. But I'm also going to keep it very light. I'm going to let social anxiety kind of just go to the back burner, you know? Anyway, so today, there's a few topics I thought about I could talk about in this video, but I think the first thing that needs to be said is that I'm fine. I'm good. Life is actually there's one thing that happened that is amazing. It's something I talked about in like one of my earlier videos. If anybody watched it, it's the fact that my lawsuit, it's over. Finito. It's just a thing of the past. So I can. It's like about 1,000 pounds has been lifted off my shoulders, and I was waiting for this day, waiting for the day to say that this is over with. I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. So that's an amazing thing that I'm grateful for, but I feel like I'm not being as happy as I should be about it. Like I feel like I'm taking this for granted. Like not that I want to, I just feel like I should be doing cartwheels across the street or across the lawn because this has brought me so much depression. But anyway, I'm so happy that it's over. And it ended about, I think, a month ago or maybe half a month ago I found out. It's a great feeling. But anyway, short video. It's 2 minutes gone. Okay, 2 minutes. So I'm giving myself 2 minutes to talk. 2 more minutes. What was I going to talk about? Solange. Okay, if you know who Beyonce is, and I don't know anybody who's not living under a rock that doesn't know who Beyonce is, Jay-Z and Beyonce's sister Solange got into some altercation. And what I really want to say is Solange acted a fucking fool in an elevator and went ham and turkey on Jay-Z's ass. Like she was mad about something, or the bitch is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know what it is, but regardless, my thing is you don't put your hands on anybody ever. Like I'm really not a supporter in violence. I might say in the moment I might say something crazy like, "Oh, well, bitch, you need to get your ass kicked" or something like that, but I never really mean it. Um and I feel like this situation is really unfortunate because Beyonce is such a positive depiction of a black woman, and I feel like now it's tainted. Her image is tainted because of her stupid ass sister. Regardless of what Jay Z may have or may have not have done, it seems to me that everybody's asking the wrong questions. I think the right question is, if you're going to ask any at all, I really don't give a shit what the hell happened, but if you're going to ask any at all, why is she getting physical with anyone? That's the real question. Like, does she need some medication? And I don't say that to be funny because I take medication. As a matter of fact, I got a story about medication. I'm glad I just brought my. It's a great segue. All right, so today I went to my pharmacy to get the rest of my pills. Now, that sounds fucking ludicrous to me, to get the rest of your pills, but this is what happened. So, a month ago, yeah, about a month ago, I brought my prescription in and I left. And I got home and I said to myself, let me count these pills. Because last time, they didn't give me all my pills. Last time, they didn't give it to me. And I went to my doctor and I was like, did you know about this? And he's like, no. He's like, you're supposed to get this many and you're supposed to take twice a day. Side note: I'm not taking any antidepressants right now. I'm just taking my Adderall and Xanax. It's a weird combination, but yeah. Anyway, my doctor had no idea. He's like, they're supposed to give you this many, and they didn't. So this is the second time it happened. So I was like, let me count these pills, make sure everything's good. Counted them. They gave me half of them again. So I called them up, and they told me. I remember speaking to some lady who sounded like she had an accent, like she was Asian, I believe. And I don't know. I remember seeing her there that day, but let them tell it. I'll tell you the story in a second. So she says to me on the phone, I'm like, you guys only give me half. She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now I'm trying to like do her accent, but this is how she sounds. Like, I'm sorry. You come tomorrow. We give you back. It's just really like I was like, okay, I'll come tomorrow. I don't care. Like whenever you guys want me to come, I'll come get them. So easy problem solved, right? Problem solved. Now I decided not to go back until like a month later, which being today, to get this medication. And before I went there, I decided, okay, let me call because I don't want to go in there and feel stupid when I ask for medication and them being like, what? We don't remember doing that. So thankfully, I used my brain for once. And I called them and I said, hey, I just want to check if there's any medication there for me. And the lady, she says, hold on, please. I'm like, okay. I could already tell she's going to be an irritating cunt. But I stayed polite. I waited. She came back and said, no, there's nothing here for you. And I say to her, well, about a month ago, there was someone who was here who told me that they would set aside the rest of my pills for me because you guys hadn't given me the full amount that I was supposed to get. She stops me immediately. She says, we gave you the right amount. I could hear in her voice she believed everything she said. I'm like, no, you guys didn't. I spoke to someone. They said they put pills aside for me. And then as soon as I said end, like I was getting ready to tell the rest of the story, which there wasn't more to it, but much more to it, but she puts me on hold and I hear the music play. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? This is how you treat people? Like, that's why I don't call these phone numbers. That's why I stop myself from doing a lot of shit. I'm like, I don't want to deal with the bullshit. But she puts me on hold and I'm just thinking, wow, you fucking bitch. Not only did you call me a liar, but you also rudely put me on hold. So I'm on hold for about, and this is a nut, add fucking fuel to the fire. I was hot. I was so mad. It took like 15 minutes for them to come back to the phone. And when they did come back, it wasn't her. It was this guy who I felt so bad for because I was enraged. I was pissed. I didn't curse him out. I didn't curse at him. I wasn't being rude to him. I said, first of all, I want you to know that whoever was on this phone before you was very rude and disrespectful. Because not only did they called me a liar, but they also just pretty much cut me off mid-sentence and put me on hold. He didn't know what to say to that, and I don't blame him because I never heard of such shit in my life either. But he's pretty much kind of said the same thing that she said. I mean, he didn't call me a liar by saying, we didn't do that. That didn't happen. He kind of just said, that's just not how things work. The protocol is we do not, once we give out medication, we don't give extra medication later. Like it's against the rules. So I said to him, okay, well, that's fine and dandy, but somewhere along the lines, your rules are not followed because somebody told me this. So he says, well, like after going back and forth, like not in a rude way because I wasn't trying to be rude to him, but going back and forth saying, well, he's trying to think of all the things that could have happened that maybe I don't know about, or maybe it was all in my hands. And I'm like, no, there's no way that happened. There's no way that somebody else went into my pills or took them, or someone else went to pick up my pills for me and only gave me half. I'm like, there's no way, because I picked them up myself. I know this. I know this to be true. Finally, he decides, okay, well, just let me go look in the bin and see what's in there, because maybe they might have put them aside for you or something. And he goes, and I'm like, okay, just waiting. You know, what I needed at that point would have been a, I'm sorry. Not from him, from that rude bitch before. Um, and I know who she is. I could tell because I seen her rude ass, and I've talked to her rude ass before when I went into that place. Um, but he apologizes, and I'm sorry, no, he doesn't apologize. Whoa, scratch that. He's okay. So I'm waiting, and all I needed really was an apology, and I'd been fine. I'm like, okay, well, that's what happened. I'll go to my doctor, get another prescription, and whatever. I'll make sure next time I count my pills. Note to yourself, or anybody who has medication, count your pills before you leave if you've ever had a problem like this, because once you leave, they'll try to make all kinds of lies up, or excuses to why you don't have your pills that do not include the mistake that they might have made. Because that's what they try to do to me. It's like, not only am I a liar once from this lady, but then now you're questioning me. Instead of doing what you should have done, like, what he did last is what he should have done in the first place. What she should have done in the first place. Look through the bin. You don't know. You don't know the answer. Like, trust me. I mean, you don't have to trust me, but give me the benefit of the doubt. Like, anyway, he comes back. He's found the pills that are set aside for me. And I'm just thinking in my head, yeah, I was right. Yup. Bow down. That's how I felt. I feel like, yeah, you guys are assholes for not only making me wait like 30 minutes on the phone. There was things I could have been doing in that time that had a lot to do with me going to the gym that I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to find music for myself on this app, which is a good app, by the way. It's called VideoBox, where you can watch videos that you look up on YouTube. You can watch them offline, and you don't have to download them. I mean, in a way, it's caching it or caching it. So I guess it is downloading it, but it's not illegal, because at least I don't think it's illegal. Whatever. I don't do it. Anyway, it's just a good app. So it's called VideoBox. So I could have been on there doing that stuff. So the guy's like, he's at a loss for words and all this. It's really awkward, kind of, in a way. But being in the position of power at that point, I didn't act awkwardly as I normally would have. I kind of was just like, no, don't. It's okay, think mistakes happen. Like, I was totally giving him that. But I really wish I was talking to the lady who was rude to me, who called me a liar. So he says, you know what? We're not supposed to do this, but I'll leave the pills here. Well, I'll dispense the pills to you. And he kept saying like how he's not supposed to do it and all that stuff. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, you're not supposed to do it, and you're doing it. What the fuck should I be concerned? I don't care. Give me my goddamn pills. Like, I'm not the reason that you guys fucked up. And nor do I don't give a shit what the rules, regulations are. I know what I was told. And if you couldn't give them to me, like, you want me to bow down and say, thank you, I love you, and I appreciate you. No, I'm not going to do that. Just give me my shit. So when I went there today, the funniest part of it all was that I was standing online. There's about 5 people in front of me. I'm standing there, and it's almost like I feel eyes on me. I'm like, wait a minute. They must know who I am already. And they did. I don't know how, but like, I was standing there for about 2 minutes, and this lady, I think it was the pharmacist, she's like, are you? And I'm like, yeah. And there's like, these, yeah, they wanted me to give you these. She put them aside for you and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, she's telling me shit I already know. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Because I could totally see the other lady in my peripherals. Like, the bitch. I knew it was her. I know it was her. I know it was that whore. But I can't be too sure. So, I have to let it go. I got my pills, and this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But I need to get that out, you know? Sometimes you just gotta release. Anyway, I don't know if I mentioned it, but school is done, so I ain't got shit to do but talk shit. And something else, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah. Oh, I'm single again. I always come on these videos and talk about relationships and how I'm in one and how I'm out and not in one anymore, and I got issues. But I'm looking. I'm single, but I'm happy. I'm. We left on a good note. The most recent person I've been with, because I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And I mean, I do love them, but it's just a different kind of level of love. Alrighty then, so this video is done with, and I'm gonna go do some other recreational shit. Bye bye.